What's up, everybody, and welcome in to another edition of The Sit Down. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit the like button and let me know what you think in the comment section below. Also, if you're new around here, you just haven't done it yet, you're living under a rock and seeing this video for the first time, I don't know what you're waiting for. Hit that subscribe button below now so you never miss another sit down video. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are live and going to get in to a couple very interesting organized crime topics. As always, we are presented by Barstool Sports. My name is Jeff Nadu. Let's get in to the show today. I hope you're all having a great Friday. We are about 10 days away, under 10 days away from the great holiday of Christmas. And I hope all of you have very happy holidays and a happy new year as well. I'm sure we'll talk by then, but if I don't talk to you, I hope you enjoy the holiday. It's been about a year since I've started doing videos at the level that I've given. And it's been a fun ride, man. I've really enjoyed doing all these. And this is the first Christmas we're going to kind of celebrate. I remember where I was last year this time. I had a few thousand subscribers. Now I'm up close to 30. So what a difference a year makes. Thank you, as always, to everybody who watches my videos and shows love. It really means a lot. All the likes, all the views, all the participation in the comment sections, all the super chats over the years, and really just the camaraderie that we've been able to build. A lot of good people in here. We've been able to keep this channel very one way, and I'm very proud of that. So I thank you for watching. Today, I want to get into a couple of things. Today is obviously the 37th anniversary of the hit on Paul Castellano. And I'm not going to talk a ton about it because we've beaten that subject to death. I feel like I went into every shooter that day. What would the Gambino crime family be if that didn't happen? What would have happened? It's always something I want to think about. But I do want to get in most of this show to the recent sentencing of Stephen Mazzone, Philly mob heavyweight. And I want to talk a little bit about his life, the guy that he is, and where the Philly mob goes from here, because this is the last couple of years have been tough going for this group. And Stevie's one of allegedly the higher profile people in the group. So I also want to talk about a personal experience in my life that connects to that. So we'll get to that in just a second. As I said, we are presented by Barstool Sports, as always. If you would like, it is the holiday season. If you would like to buy some merch, you're welcome to it. You can find the merch there. The link is in the chat box. And if you want more great content involving crime, check out my podcast, Sit Down, in the description of this video. It would mean a lot to me. I hope you'll enjoy it. A little bit of a slow start here. We're about 3 minutes in. About 70 people in here. Welcome in. Do me a favor if you can share this video. It would make and give me a lot of help. Live videos aren't as well received as some of the recorded videos. And I know, guys, on my channel, I'm doing a little bit more than just mafia content. I'm really trying to break into some other realms. That's one of the reasons I've been doing some of the cartel stuff and some of the things that are going on in the world. I think all that's really important in growing your channel. And remember, this is a crime podcast. It's not just a mafia podcast anymore. So I appreciate all of you people that have stuck around. If you'd like to send a super chat, you're welcome to it. If you'd like to send me a Cash App, there is my Cash App tag. And really, before we get into it, I do want to shout out to a couple of people, one of which is the great Vinny Boom Bots. I don't know if he wants me to share this, but I will. Obviously, that's a pseudonym, so it really doesn't matter if I share this or not. But before the show, I'll tell you right now, Vinny is one of the nicest people on the planet. He has been a constant supporter of my channel. He sends me all sorts of nice emails. He's always very gracious. Before the show, he sent me $300, just more than I could ever ask for. For the most part, I try to just put this content out and hopefully kind of grind on the back end. And for a lot of people, I've mentioned before, I put a lot of time into what I'm doing, and some of this stuff costs money, buying equipment or traveling occasionally. So it really goes a long way, and it's really a kind gesture by him and all the people that donate, whether it's a super chat, whether it's a Cash App, really whatever. I also want to shout out Robert, who just sent me $10. from Ohio. Thanks, brother. I mean, that means so much. Anyone that contributes is truly the lifeblood, and you guys are very, very awesome. I love you. Jared Hurd, what's up, my man? How you doing? I'm doing well. I'm doing well. What's up, Yeedy? Oh, you're watching another video. Well, thank you, man. Thank you for showing love. Danny J from the UK. What's up, Danny J? Stephen Marinello. What's up, bro? Jordan Farrell, I'm here. What's up? How you doing? Frank Fordolino, or should I say Fordolini is here. Fat Boy Frank, according to some people, is here. Only kidding. Hey, Frank, hope you're well. I hope we can talk after the holidays, brother. Do I watch the World Cup? Yes, I do watch the World Cup. Crowder, what's up, my man? Happy Friday to you. You're a good man. You're a good man, man. Yeah, he always is in here, Yeedy. He's a good dude. He's a good dude. William, what's up? Kave says, Mafia stuff gets old after a while. Just didn't have any rats on your show. They all lie. Yeah, I'm not here to uphold your goofy code of silence crap. I'm not in the streets. Okay. I'm here to provide a subject matter that people want to hear. And listen, Kave, all due respect to you, but there are very few people that have those types of feelings. Sorry. I don't know if you've noticed, but millions of people enjoy this content. Have you seen Sammy's interview on Bet David? It got almost 20 million views. I'll go ahead and take that out of listen, this goofy code of silence crap that people like you who probably aren't even in the streets have. Listen, I all understand. You know, there are some people out there that are old school. I get it. I'm not in the streets. Okay. I don't ever claim to be in the streets. I'm a person that my job is to create thought-provoking content about crime. It's pretty simple. And I don't care if you're a rat. I don't care if you're a cop. I don't care if you're an FBI agent. I don't care if you're a DEA agent. You can come on my show. I want to hear from you. I don't hold grudges. I don't have any likes or dislikes with these people. To me, it's not about, I don't have personal involvement with this. Sammy Gravano, I don't like or dislike him, but he is someone that is very important in the history of the mafia. And I don't know what some of you folks don't seem to understand, but my job is to get views. It's not to make Kave happy. Well, because he doesn't like a rat, because at one point, 7 bloodlines down the line, a rat put his, a cousin in jail. If that's how you feel, you're welcome to it. I understand your opinion. I'm just not, I don't behave that way. Okay. I'm sorry. I may not like the decisions these people made. I think if you kill people, you should go to jail. It's pretty simple. That doesn't mean I'm going to hold them from coming on my show. That's ridiculous. That is an idiotic way of thinking. And if you do, your channel will never grow or your content will never grow. I don't delete. They just go under the live section of YouTube. But yeah, sometimes I don't leave lives up. I kind of leave it as a live. If you're here, you get it. And if you're not here, you don't get it. Omar, what's up, my bro? How are you? Bukowski, what's up? Good to see you. Salute, says Craig. What's up, Craig? How you doing, buddy? Harvey Green, what's up? And by the way, guys, if some people are watching this on replay, this is a live show. That's one of the reasons it's a little different from the normal shows. What up, Paul? How you doing? Gavin Cook, Matt Huey, what's up? Sway is trash. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Happy Friday from Bucks County. What's up, 11M7? Thanks, bro. Welcome in, man. You're not too far away. What's up, Evan? Appreciate that. Thank you so much. What's up, Joey? All right. What else do we have here? Hey, Bully. How you doing, man? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. What's up, Robert A? Longtime listener, first-time commenter. Much love from Philadelphia. What's up, Tony? How you doing, Bal? Nice to see you. Gavin Cook, $5 super chat. Thank you, Gavin. That's very nice of you. I appreciate that. Let's do it. Cheers to another year. All right, guys, let me get into Stephen Mazzone. Yesterday, Stevie was sentenced. 60 months is the sentence he is going to receive. And that is a pretty hefty sentence, quite frankly. Again, repeat offender. Obviously, that's going to play a little bit into the decision, but he got the max. Now, remember, no drugs in this case. For Stevie, it was simple loan sharking, bookmaking. And look, the truth of the matter is, with Stevie Mazzone, his behavior on wiretap was, I think, really the problem here. Now, the federal government will say that Mr. Mazzone is the underboss in the Philadelphia crime family. Now, when we go back to 2015, as a lot of people know, there was a wiretapped conversation at a making ceremony involving multiple new inducted individuals. One of the attendees and proceeders was Mr. Mazzone. Now, also at one point on camera, he mentioned on tape, quote, "We've got to get a hold back on Atlantic City, buddy. That's what I want. We have to get that back. I want you to do something." Okay, so not exactly something at a making ceremony. Look, if you're standing out on the street, maybe a little different. It could just mean, oh, we got to get, a business back. Who knows? But this is stuff that the government is going to use against you. Now, I want to give a little background on who Stephen Mazzone is. Now, that is a much younger picture of Stephen Mazzone. That was, back in the early 2000s. Now, Stephen Mazzone is a boyhood friend of Joseph Merlino. Now, if you know anything about the Merlino crew, most of the cohorts of that friend group have been friends for many years, in and around Snyder Avenue, 10th Street, 11th Street, 12th Street. They're all kind of friends, whether it's Borghese, Mazzone, Sonny Mazzone, Joey, all those guys all kind of grew up. Johnny Chang, they all grew up together. Okay, so that's a bond that a lot of people wonder, why can't it be broken? It ain't going to be broken. They're friends. That's very different than a lot of other groups. Now, I recently heard John Panisi speak, and he told a pretty interesting tale of, how surprised he was when he came to Philadelphia, the level of difference that there was in Philly compared to New York. Now, Philly is much smaller. For anyone that's not aware of South Philadelphia, it is a very small area, okay? Most of South Philly is, as far as this area, it's, 6, 7, 8 blocks is where all these people live. In and around Argon Avenue, Shunk Street, Porter Street, Rittner Street, up to Snyder Avenue. That's about it. All from, basically, essentially 18th Street to 8th Street between Argon and Snyder. It's not a big area. So these guys, friends, been friends forever. Now, a lot of what we know about Mazzone. Now, Mazzone would be jammed up with Merlino in the 2000s. They both did over decade-long prison sentences. Mazzone gets out early 2010s, goes and gets a job. He's been on the street ever since, until this recent indictment. Now, Mazzone, according to Ralph Natale, now this is from Ralph Natale, who, again, we have to remember, we have to take everything Ralph Natale says with a grain of salt. Now, he would testify. Remember that, testify. This is not just him talking. He would testify under oath. Now, again, just because he was under oath doesn't mean he's lying or is lying, but he could still be lying. In his testimony, he would claim at one point that Stephen Mazzone was the shooter of Little Felix Bacchino. Now, Felix Bacchino in 1990, in the early 1990s, was an old school guy. Bacchino was born back in the late 1910s. He was an underling of Stanfa. He was under Bruno for a while. Bruno gets whacked. Nicky was under Nicky for a while. Once Nicky goes away, Stanfa kind of assumes leadership in a family. Bacchino just got in line in every group. And by the early 90s, Bacchino was a higher up in the Stanfa organization. Again, he just got in line. Eventually, Bacchino starts shaking everybody down around South Philly, right? He goes after Mikey Baldino. Now, Mikey Baldino is Joey Merlino's uncle. Merlino gets wind, and this is all according to Ralph Natale. Merlino gets wind of it. Ralph Natale claims that he knows for a fact that Stephen Mazzone was involved with Bacchino. Now, Bacchino would be killed at 12th and Mifflin in 1992. And that's kind of what set up this big kind of war, if you will, between, John Stanfa and the Merlino group. Now, we have no proof that Mr. Mazzone did that. That is something that's largely been wondered about. He was never brought to justice or faced any consequences for that case. But he is a fairly interesting human being. Bikino, again, long-time guy, been around forever. Now, I do want to talk a little bit about also what Ralph Natali said on the witness stand regarding Bikino. He would say at one point after the shaking down, Natali would go on to run the family as we know it, Merlino, and he would later testify that Merlino said that Felix was out there shaking down everybody downtown, which means South Philly, especially his uncle Shiki, who was Baldino. He began taking money from him and was abusing him. He was abusing everyone in South Philly. He said, I'm going to try to get him on the phone. Maybe you could talk to him. Natalia would also say, I spoke to him on the phone. I said, hello, how you doing? This, that, and there. I said, you know that Mikey Chang and his young man are all together over here. Why are you doing this to embarrass Molino and everybody else? Bikino would respond, I'm not embarrassing anybody, he said. They got a green light. They can do what they want to do right then and there. I don't trust him. Now, Bikino at that time, as we know, was with John Stanfa, who was going around shaking down all the bookmakers in Philly, as I said. And Natalia would also say he didn't know who he was. Bikino actually was running around everything on the street, was instrumental in helping Stanfa take control of Philadelphia. Later, Michael Baldino came on a visit. I think Tommy Scafidi was there, Joey, and myself. We talked a few things over. I said, Michael, you got to kill Felix because Felix is not going to do what we asked him to do. He said, you know, he just came from the street to tell me that he's got to still shake everybody down. I said, well, go do what you got to do. Show them where we're at. Now, subsequently, on January 29th, 1992, Felix Bikino was killed at 12th and Mifflin Streets. Okay, now again, we have to understand what I just said. This is testimony from Ralph Natali, a known liar. Okay, now is that true? I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. It's all public information. It is important to understand Stephen Mazzone was never brought in any case on this. This is speculation. The one thing we do know is Mr. Bikino was killed from someone on that side. We have to imagine it was likely no one else but them. We know Stanford didn't do it. We know Stanford's people didn't do it. It could be just random that Bikino was killed. That's probably unlikely as well. Now, I do want to say that Mazzone is a guy that is pretty well behaved. You don't hear much about him. Obviously, he moves around. You know, a lot of these guys move around. They've been around forever, right? Stevie Mazzone's in his 50s to 60s at this point. You know, sharp dressed guy. I think one of the better dressers in the mafia, or alleged in the mafia. A dapper guy. You know, I do. I've always speculated as to whether I wanted to tell this story or not, but I think it relates well now that I'm much older. And, you know, obviously, it's just a funny story, quite honestly. I've actually met him once. I met him when I was a kid, when I was late teens. I was like maybe 19, 20. That's around that age. He had just gotten out of prison. Like he was fresh out. I'm talking about a month or two. And I'm not going to say where I met him, but I'll tell you where we went. We were at a home in South Philly. I was with a friend of mine who was dating someone close to him. And, you know, we were kids back then. And I remember going into the house. He had mentioned to me, hey, we're going to hang here for a little bit. We're going to wait for her and just wait for her, you know. So we're sitting there. And this is a true story. It's very funny. He comes walking up the steps, Stevie. Now I knew about the mob. I knew who these people were. I'd watched TV. I kind of just looked over and I was a little surprised, like, whoa, like I kind of knew who he was, but it was just kind of crazy that he was just in the flesh, you know? And what makes it so funny is Dave Schratweiser was on TV talking about Ron Previty at the time. True story. And I could just see him. He's just kind of chuckling a little bit. And at one point, he says to my friend, he says, hey, can you run me to Acme, which is a grocery store? It's like a Publix or whatever. So a friend of mine says, yeah, we can do that. So he says to me, you want to come? I said, yeah, sure. So we go out down the street, we get into the car, we go to Acme, me, my friend, and Stevie. And I want to say, I to this day, one of the nicest people I've ever met. True, kind guy, super nice. I didn't really talk much to him, but in the car, we get in, we get out, we walk into the store. He picks up one of those baskets, and we're walking around. And we go down the cereal aisle, and he says to me, he goes, "What'd you say your name was, Jeff?" I said, "Yeah, yeah." He goes, "Well, let me ask you something." He goes, "What kind of cereal you like?" And I was like, "I like Frosted Flakes." I wish I could get my friend on because he'd tell the story. He remembers it. I said, "Yeah, I don't really eat cereal, but I like Frosted Flakes." He goes, "Frosted Flakes sounds good." He goes, "Give me a box." So we get a box, we put it in the thing, and he made some sort of remark about like that's my nickname or something. I forget. It was something. It was so long ago, I forget. But that was the one time, and we took him home, and I don't think I ever saw him again after that. I'd maybe seen him in passing, like walking or something, but never saw him again. We're super nice, one of the nicest people. Um, I think in the end, we also have to realize that he has a family, right? And I've always said that in this channel, we talk about these people, right? Because that's what people want to hear about. But I think the true people that lose in this situation are the family of these people, right? Because, he has kids, they're probably grown at this point. They are grown at this point. He has kids that need him, and it sucks because it's about to be Christmas. Now, I would have to think they'll allow him to have Christmas with his family and probably report the new year. I believe that's what Grandy's doing as well. Um, but this is the Stones' turn on the mob, right? This is the guys that keep doing what they're doing. Um, Feds don't ever sleep, man. They're always going to keep coming after people, and you're going to have to keep cranking out these little sentences. Now, again, Stevie will likely get out and he'll go back and live his life again. But this is when you live these lives. There are many people in South Philly, that have fathers, uncles, grandfathers, that this is the life. They're a bookmaker, or they're a whoever, and this is just part of life for them. So. But again, I will say, very nice guy, very nice. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I mean, you know people, right? You meet people. The kids of some of these people. I'll say this about some of these cats, from what I know, very nice people. I'm just being honest. But yeah, so that's kind of the wrap on Stephen Mazzone. So he's going to go away, and that's that. He'll be out in, I would think 2025 ish, 2026. And this ain't a big sentence for him. I mean, he did over a decade. So, all right, let's catch up with some comments here. Johnny Beef in the Bronx. Hey, bro, how are you? Nice to see you. Hey, thanks, bro. I appreciate that. Yeah, I always enjoy talking to Scott. Thanks, William. I appreciate that. Jared Hurd, $20 super chat. Thank you, Jared Hurd. You're always a kind donator. Thank you for being here, buddy. Same to you. Same to you. Hey, Frank Trupia. How you doing? Hans Kazan, what's up? Frank Fiordolino, my man, $10 super chat. Thank you, brother. He says, good stuff. Always good stuff with you as well whenever I see you. Jesse Roth, how you doing, Jesse? He says, hey, I'm late to the show. Did you say what the sentence was yet? Yeah, 16 months, 5 years, and then 3 years supervised. So he'll get out, and he's got to still report. So he's essentially, under parole, if you want to think of it like that. John William, huge fan of your channel, as you know, and I know you'll be one of the best channels to make it with the space consolidates. Oh, what I'd love to see, you do a collaboration with Mooney Dashcam. Yeah, I finally spoke to Mooney on Instagram about a week ago or two. I'm in New York occasionally. It's something I want to do with him. I have a content idea that I want to run by him. Maybe we'll do it in the new year. I have a few ideas. So yeah, we'll hopefully do something at some point. He has a pretty cool idea, so I think we could work with something there. Hey, Pasta, how you doing? What's up, JR? Where is Madison Square, Philadelphia? My great-grandfather was there in 1901. I can't find many pics of that area. Maybe the building scene has changed. I don't know if Madison Square Garden is in New York City, though, not Philadelphia. Madison Square Garden is, 7th Avenue, 33rd and 7th or so. Yeah, it's right where Penn Station is. But yeah, Madison Square is in Philly. Or not in Philly, it's in New York. What's up, Perns Beats? Thanks, brother. Shout out to you as well. What up, Gingerbread Man? How you doing? Jade Fan Club. Merry Christmas to you as well, Jade. How you doing? Yeah, I don't know where that is, man. You'd have to maybe do some research. I have no idea where that is. 60 months. 60 months. The CDOG and Cooper show. What's up, CDOG? How you doing, bro? CD is an OG from Tijuana. Lives in Tijuana. Stay safe, my friend. I hope all is well with you. Go subscribe to his channel for some very interesting stories from TJ. Thanks, brother. Where can we get a signed picture of you? I can't say I have them. If you want one, I'll send you one. I don't know what my signature would grab you, but sure. Matt Kaz, $20. Thank you, Matt Kaz. Appreciate you. Appreciate all of you folks that are contributing. You can contribute through a super chat. You can also send me a Cash App. It goes directly to me, and I appreciate everybody. You guys are so kind. It's a nice Christmas sometimes. Thank you so much. All right. Who else do we have here? A lot of good people tuning in. Pasta Patate says, Jeff, your Twitter is pretty funny. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I try to have fun on there. If you want to follow me on Twitter, at Jeff Nadeau, at Jeff Nadeau, at Jeff Nadeau. Thank you so much. I get that a lot. Thank you. Joey Frake says, hey, Frank Forticello. Yeah, Frank Forticicchio. What's up, Frank? Frank says, back in my coffee days, Patsy Conti asked me to grab this big giant Easter egg off a shelf in our coffee shop. He thought it was the funniest thing. I was like 12 years old. Listen, call him a coffee boy all you want, but you don't get stories like that. Patsy Conti, one of the biggest drug dealers in the history of the mafia. Still around today. He's like 98 years old. That's funny. Those are funny stories, man. I think it's funny because what people don't understand about saying someone's a coffee boy is you got to understand Frank has been around the mafia since he was like a fucking kid, right? Him and his friends in Ridgewood literally were around everybody. Bobby Glasses, Patsy Conti, Fat Patty, Baldo. I mean, these are big dime guys. These aren't associates. These are bosses, underbosses, capos. These guys were doing big things in the streets. They were a farm team. The Giannini crew is the most dangerous farm team in the history of the mob, outside of if you call Murder Inc. a farm team. It's that simple. So, I mean, you can call them a coffee boy. Stupid. I mean, it just goes to show you don't know what you're fucking talking about. Anybody that calls them a coffee boy is a fucking idiot. But I think we all know that. Jeff, putting politics aside, if given the opportunity, would you bang Marjorie Taylor Greene? Yeah, absolutely. What? Of course I would. Are you crazy? Yeah, she's a freak. Have you ever looked at her? She's into tantric sex gurus as well. Do you know that? Look that up. She cheated on her husband. Look it up. Jeff, I have a question. I heard someone's manager say, yeah, listen, just drop your question. You don't have to even say you have a question. William Eckert, where does that put Michael Lancelotti? I have no idea. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, Jade. There's a lot. I don't know who these Jades are. A lot of Jade people in here. I don't know who they are. But Jade, we're not going to talk about other creators. We're gonna see you later. No, if you're talking about other creators, you're out of here. I'm not gonna deal with that. Whack 100 mentioned the Gambino crime family while telling the story about 6ix9ine being stopped on the way to Connecticut by the FBI because the 9 Trey guys were waiting to ambush him. What does the Gambino family have to do with that, though? I'm not sure. I don't know what you're talking about. I'll have to look that up. I don't know. Pasta Patate, $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Pasta. Appreciate that. You're always very kind. What's tantric sex? I don't know. You have to look it up. I just read it. I saw it on Yeah, there are too many. I don't know who these Jade people are, but they're kind of clogging the chat up here, and they're talking about other creators. I don't want that going on here. Codfather, Merry Christmas, Jeff. Thanks for making a lot of videos this year. Thanks, Codfather. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, the moral of the story is Stephen Mazzone is going away. Now, keep in mind as well, Dominic Grandi is going away as well. He was recently sentenced as well. So, both these guys are going to be going for a couple of years. And that kind of really, hurts this family because there ain't a lot of folks left, right? Merlino's essentially gone. Most of the other guys are in legit business. A lot of guys have left the life. I mean, as far as I know and what we know, I mean, Arducci has his restaurant, Punjator is, moving all sorts of homes and stuff. I mean, there's just not a ton really around anymore, so I guess time will tell on all this stuff. Frank says, Jade, cut the shit. Yes, exactly. Please. Yep. Listen, Jade, we're going to see you later. Kind of weird comments. You just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Who do you have in the college football playoffs? I'm going to go Michigan and I'm going to go Georgia. Jeff and Frank, hope all as well. What's up, Mo? How you doing? I've lived here my entire life. Never heard of what? I'm not sure what you mean. Kama Sutra. Yes. Oh, that kind of weird crap. Yeedy, $4.99. Thank you, Yeedy, $4.99. Very kind. The least I could do for the amount of content you give us. Thanks, brother. I appreciate that. Michael Marchese. I'm from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Good interview with that FBI agent that started diving programs. Usually they remind me of Pistone. Yeah, he was super interesting. Bobby Chacon. He had some really good stories. That story he told about Vic Amuso, just kind of walking up on him in the schoolyard. That was pretty interesting. He had a lot of runs with Henry Hill, and worked a lot with the Anthony Queso squad and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely an interesting guy. I always like talking about to people like that. Plus, he's very dialed into the whole Idaho murder thing. Which, guys, go read into that. That's such a sad story, man. I really hope that those young people get justice. It is so sad to see young people die, man. It's sad to see anybody die, but when you see young people die, it's even sadder, right? And even reading their biographies, some of them loved music and fashion and soccer, and it's super sad, man. And they still don't have a killer, and it could take forever. We never know. It's a very sad story, and we talked about a lot of stuff in that. We talked about the food truck footage and some of the weird people in the background, and really he talked about his time as a death investigator and some of the federal crimes he worked on. It's important that we go to those types of people and get them on. All right, Jeff, hopefully your day is going really well. Since my cramps and Tide are out, I really don't know for the football playoff. Yeah, I bet if you're an Alabama fan, Crimson Tide. Yeah. Yeah, that sucks. But hey, I'm not shedding any tears for Alabama fans. Alex Shkreli, what's up, Alex? Thanks for your stories. Hey, bro, thanks for being here, man. Same to you, Jesse Roth. Thank you so much. I hope you do as well. You're always a kind commenter. If you'd like to buy some merch, there is my merch. You can buy now. Get the sit down fan in your life shirt. That would be very nice. Do you still think the Philly mob are powerful? No, I don't. I don't think any mob is powerful. Do they have certain ranks of things that they're doing? Sure. But do they control the criminal enterprises in Philadelphia? No, absolutely not. They just aren't. No. Crime is controlled with the drug trade now. There's very few other crime going on. I mean, all of it leads back to the drug trade, right? Robberies, turf battles, shootings, stick ups, carjacks. I mean, a lot of it leads back to drugs. I mean, a lot of it is essentially protecting turf and things like that. Getting back on people that don't pay. People that get re-upped and don't come back on it, people that get co-sign stuff, they don't pay back. Like, that's what this shit's from. It all goes back to drugs. There's no extortion anymore. There's no loan. I mean, there's a little loan shark and stuff like that, but it's just not really, there's not really a ton of piece of the pie anymore. You know, the drug trade is where you make money, and the mob has got they're always surveilled. They're not moving a lot of drugs, and if they do, they got caught. They get 10, 15 years. When you're 60 years old, unless you're desperate for money, you ain't getting into that business. Look at the guys we talked about the other day, Albanese and Russo, old guys. They're going to do life. It's a life sentence for those guys. It's not worth it. Same to you, Danny J. Thank you for watching, brother. Hope you and your family have a nice Xmas. Same to you. Same to you. Appreciate that, Brian Sullivan. Thank you so much. Yeah, maybe at some point we'll speak to him. I've spoke to him before. If the mob gravitated to a secret society involved in legit business, do you think the interest would still be there? That's pretty much what they've done. It's pretty much what they've done already. And there's still interest there, so sure. You should do a show about Felix Gallardo. I think it would be cool. Yeah, that's on its way. Felix Gallardo. We'll do the Chiara Quintero show, El Men show, all sorts of different stories coming for sure. Curtis Cardwell, hello from Southwest Montana. Great to catch you live. Thank you, Curtis. Always good to see you here. Thanks for watching, pal. I appreciate that. I want to quickly just check here. Okay, cool, good. El Dorado, what's up, bro? Jeff, who is hotter from Mob Wives, Ramona Rizzo or Drita DeVanzo? To me, Ramona Rizzo. But I'm a big Drita fan as well. I think if you rank the Mob Wives, it's Ramona. Well, see, that's the issue though, because I would go Marissa. If I'm Marissa Jade is the hottest personal Mob Wives ever. Nobody bigger, nobody hotter. So my rank would be Marissa. She was in, I think, one of the later seasons. Ramona, Drita, Carla, Alicia DiMichelle, Big Ange, Renee. That girl, Marissa Jade, is hot. She's the hottest one for sure. Yeah, listen, Marcus, I'm not putting your comment on the screen. That's a blockable offense. Seriously. I'm not even kidding. I'll block the fuck out of you if you say that again. I'm not even putting your comment up. Fuck him and fuck everything he believes in. What about a show on Bosco Radonich? Sure, at some point. Former leader of the Westies, yes. Yeah, I like Ramona. Definitely hot. Have you ever heard about Roger Caifano and his father, Ronnie? Not a ton. I know Marshall Caifano from Chicago, but that's about it. What's up, brother? How are you? Thanks for watching. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this thing up. I wanted to come on for about a half an hour and kind of chat a little bit about the whole Stevie situation. I appreciate you all coming in and hanging out for a couple of minutes. I have to get out and work out here at some point. I got to get prepared for some college hoops tonight. So I hope you were all enjoying the show. I will have another recorded video out tomorrow. I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do just yet. I think I'm going to do the Root Eye organization, who were an Albanian criminal gang that went toe-to-toe with the mafia. So for sure. Wow, this is a great comment. Jeff looks like the grandson of Fat Tony Salerno. Never heard that, but funny for sure. I guess I could see it. I guess. It's funny. My grandpa actually resembled him a bit. So yeah, I never thought about that, but I guess you're not wrong. That was funny though. Same to you, Joe Root. Take it easy. See ya, Paul. Thank you to all the super chat folks. That was very nice of you. Thank you to all the participation and the people in here today. And thanks for everything, guys. I really appreciate all of you. Take it easy, Code. Thank you for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. Later.